For more on Bradley Manning's case and the latest leaked recording, let's go live now to New York. Michael Ratner's there. He's president of the Centre for Constitutional Rights. Michael, morning. Is there any particular significance in the released recording, considering most of what he said was already known, wasn't it?
Well, it was known in a way. I was in the courtroom when he made the statement, and hearing him say it in his firm voice, in his clear voice, was really dramatic for me. I mean, I'm convinced, as that statement made clear, that each time he uploaded something to WikiLeaks, who I actually represent, but each time he did, that he had a political reason, a moral reason for doing so. Each time he was disturbed, whether it was the bloodlust of the people in the helicopter or the killings on the ground in Iraq, or what he saw as the duplicity, hypocrisy, and criminality in our own State Department. So hearing it is really dramatic. And I recommend it highly. I mean, it's one of the more moving statements I've heard in my life as a lawyer. It's one that I would recommend and hope that every school child in America listens to, because it's really saying what a young man, he went into the military at 20 years old. At 22, he started to give up these documents. He had a moral conscience, and he acted upon it. He didn't just decide to do his service and get out of there. And listening to this tape is extraordinary. And what's really interesting is they've done everything they can, and by they I mean the military, my government, to try and make his trial as if it didn't exist. They don't give us the transcripts. They don't even give us most of the legal papers that are filed, even though they're not classified. And so reporters have to go in there and furiously try and type and keep track of the trial. The judges read their orders rapidly. There's no oral testimony that you can record. So this is dramatic, what happened. And it was probably the most important testimony that was given in the months we've been going on with this pretrial proceeding.
It's interesting, Michael. It's interesting, Michael, you're talking about his composure. A number of people that also listened in said the same thing. They were struck by how relaxed, maybe, and composed he was, because he was so sure of what he was doing. I mean, can this recording, though, end of the day, and the fact it's been leaked, affect the trial in any way now? What are the practical implications of this?
Well, I think, first of all, you have to remember, Bradley Manning was painted as this disturbed human being, having all these issues, sexual and otherwise. And there was arguments being made, at least in a lot of our major media, that that's all that happened here. There was no political basis for what he did. That was wrong even back then, before his statement. We knew from other materials that had been released that he was political about making it. This statement was overt, political, and showed him as a very thoughtful, really smart, sure of himself young person. Do I think it's going to affect the outcome? The answer, yes, I do. I think his support has grown tremendously because of this statement. He put out his reasons. People are supporting his reasons. He was showing war crimes, which is an obligation, in my view, of every soldier who sees them. And I think he will get much more support.
How's the case going to pan out, do you think, Michael? How's the case going to pan out, do you think?
Oh, well, that's an important question. You know, he took a risk. This is what's called a naked plea. He pled to 10 charges, 20 years possible in jail, and left the other charges to be tried. The government had a choice. Are they going to go ahead with the aiding the enemy, the espionage, all that stuff? I guess the hope was that they wouldn't. The 20 years is a long time. But the government announced the day after he pled to these 10 charges that they were going to go ahead with charges that potentially carry a death penalty, but certainly carry life imprisonment. So my hopes are that they won't be so dumb and stupid to do that, but they'll recognize that the conscience of America is on trial right now with the case of Bradley Manning.
Michael Ratner, President for the Centre for Constitutional Rights from New York, thank you for your time this morning. Much appreciated, sir.